Undead Unluck. This is Undead Unluck, chapters 86, My Armor Is. We get a little flashback to Unbreakable's childhood at her grandfather's grave. Now that her grandfather has passed, the power of Unbreakable rests within the Ishin that we know. Apparently, it didn't pass on to her father, which is weird, but that's how the cookie crumbles, I guess. It'd
be like that sometimes.
Yeah. As we cut over to the present, where Andy and Ishin as tops are Beyblade letting it rip. Andy can still use his undead powers in his top form. So he opens a gash within his top form, and then blood comes out, and he turns them into blades. Ishin's trying to get away. She forms herself a cool unbreakable shield out of the rocks that get kicked up from Andy's helicopter blood thing that he uses.
Yeah, cemetery headstone shield.
Yeah.
What it looks like.
Yeah, it's very cool.
With kanji on it.
Yeah, he's there. This gives Ishin the ultimate defense, but like he can't really attack at this point. And Spring points out that like should you stay holed up indefinitely, then things shall grow worse for you. As we notice that there's like light coming from the sky, and lightning just comes down, striking at random. It's not Fuko's unluck, so I guess it's safe to say that Spring seems to be able to manipulate fortune as well. I don't know.
I noticed that, but it was confusing to me. But that is interesting how you put it. I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, but
bring to conclusions. I don't know.
Yeah, no, his fan changes apparently. But he goes, seems fortune favors you not. What say you, Unluck?
Oh, he got his ass whooped.
Yeah.
Oh, man. All right.
Yeah. Fuko says, in that case, an eye for an eye. And that's when we cut back to Ishin just continuously blocking Andy's attacks. And Ishin starts to panic within her mind, where she's like, if I lose, I won't be able to protect Fuko and the Union staff members. It's always like this with my Unbreakable. And we cut back to her past, where we see a yokai demon. I wonder if this is like just a UMA of some sort. But
probably.
Yeah. Is one of these UMAs pulls up and attacks a village. Ishin's father, who is wearing the unbreakable armor, steps up. Ishin is unsure that whether the armor that she made will be able to protect her father. And he just says, don't worry about me, just hide. And we cut to the end of the battle, where Ishin's father managed to defeat the UMA, but at the cost of his own life. Whatever weird acid goop that this creature is coated in seems to have eaten through the Unbreakable's armor. So,
Unbreakable.
Yeah, I mean that's the whole point of her development, is that she's never been able to make an armor that's unbreakable for other people.
For others, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And at that point, that's when we cut back to the present. Andy manages to slice through her unbreakable stone shield thing. And she's like, I'm sorry, Father. As of now, I can't protect myself, much less my friends. Andy lands on the ground, and he kind of slips on a trail of blood. And we see that Fuko has Clothy bite her arm, allowing blood to trickle down into the top battlefield, whatever you want to call it.
Pretty crafty.
Yeah, and the blood touches Andy, and now that the blood touched Andy, a decent-sized stroke of unluck is heading their way. And apparently, yeah, the unluck transfers through even blood. So Fuko is counting on a giant ball of hail to come down and pretty much keep everybody safe. It's a giant hail ball, so I guess it's just ice or whatever. But turns out it's not a hailstone after all. It's an actual meteorite. So it's really about to come down and explode on Andy Fuko and everybody else there. So,
when she called down a ball of hail, man, it was like, that's a fucking meteorite.
Yeah. So she grossly.
So she's gonna end the modern age of.
Well, at least the modern age of everybody
era of life
in the general area.
Cockroaches will survive, that's for sure.
Yeah. Andy can't really do anything to protect Fuko from the meteorite that she summoned because he is under the control of Spring. So Ishin jumps into action, leaving the ring voluntarily, and she basically says, "Do you believe in my unbreakable?" And Fuko says, "Yes, I do. That's why I called you here." And so she removes the armor and puts it on Fuko, and she says, "My armor is unbreakable." And we get a full actual look at what Ishin looks like, and she is ripped.
Ripped.
Yeah.
And she reminds me of Star and Stripe, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that. She's probably got Star and Stripe's build. Star and Stripe is also a strong lady.
Who you got in an arm wrestling contest?
Ooh. I mean, she could just make it so, like, I win the arm wrestling contest.
No, without the quirks, man. Just straight athleticism.
That's tough, man. I'll give it to Star and Stripe. I think she's got the edge a little bit. It's
because she's American?
I mean...
Are you biased? America! Fuck yeah! Yeah, you're biased.
Hell yeah. America. But anyway, the fucking meteor comes down and blasts the ring to Kingdom Come. Andy survives, of course, because he is undead. But the unbreakable armor seems to work, and it also spares Fuko. Ishin seems to make a big stone shield for herself and the Union members that is turned into little game pieces. So, everything's okay. And we realize that the round 1 Negate tops Undead and Unbreakable double ring out, but because Unbreakable left the ring first, the winner is Spring, and that's where the chapter ends. Trash.
They did all of that for what? Just to lose?
Well,
I guess so nobody would die.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, this was Fuko's fault. Fuko really summoned. She was really about to flip the whole game board over. You ever been in Monopoly and you're losing, so you just go,
oops, my bad.
Oops, I summoned a meteorite onto our Monopoly board. But that's what
she just started over.
Well, there are 2 more games left, so luckily for that. Luckily, Spring is a fair and just God, and didn't just make one game only, because they would have lost. And lost the lives of countless Union members. But yeah, I wonder what the next game's going to be. I wonder if it's going to be just as intrinsic to Unbreakable. But who knows? I don't have much to say about the chapter. I thought it was interesting and fun, but nothing really to write home about. Do you have any thoughts before we go, Josh?
Someone's dying next round.
Do you think so?
That's for sure. They're not going to get another double ring out.
Well, no, it's not going to be another.
Because that's what saved Ishin from dying, right?
No, it was supposed to save. Fuko from dying because it was just supposed to be like a giant ball of ice and not a full ass meteorite.
No, I'm saying with the battle tops, they say if you lose, you die.
Oh, wait. I actually don't know that. I guess they were trying, not necessarily, because you could get a ring out. Like, the idea was to, I guess, force a ring out. And Andy wouldn't be able to, she picked Unbreakable because Andy would be okay regardless, but Unbreakable would be much tougher to kill as well. So it would have to come down to a ring out, I imagine. But yeah, I mean, next round's not going to be tops. So, I mean,
it's gonna be a different toy, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So
A different game.
who knows? I'm excited to see what happens next for Undead Unluck.